Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome back to the Pageant Sit Down. My name is Regina Lena, one of your hostesses, and I am so excited for all of you to be with us tonight. I am joined, of course, with my co-host, Elizabeth Marnock. Hey, Liz.
Hey, how's it going, Regine?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Good week so far.
Awesome. It's been a crazy week, and you know what's so weird? I'm still getting used to this bi-weekly show. I don't know about you.
Same. It messes with me, but I'm excited every time. It's like a good, happy surprise every time I find out it's on this week.
And a good, happy surprise is also our guest that we have on today.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to introduce her. She is a very good friend of mine. She is our 2021 to 2022 International United Miss Canada, Kaitlyn Baggio. Welcome, Kaitlyn. How are you?
Thanks for having me on the show. It's really nice to see you all.
Well, welcome. First off, you look great in blue.
Thank you.
And I love it. I love the blue. I love the crown. I'm a fan of the crown. How have you been?
I've been really good. Finally preparing for internationals. It's coming up in July, and with all the restrictions starting to kind of settle down, I'm excited to get out in the community and volunteer, especially for my platform, and just prepare for internationals. I have the gowns to buy and just like practicing and prep. It's all coming together, and the excitement is very real right now.
We're so excited for you.
Yes, that has to be the best part of the process, right? Like all those little exciting things. Of course, the stress comes later, but enjoy that this time in the process will last.
Yeah.
So how's it been? I know you did a virtual pageant during the pandemic.
Yes.
Can you tell us what that was like for you? Because I know you're so used to on-stage, in-person events. What was that like?
So the virtual pageant I did, normally it's just like a hometown pageant. We do it in my town. Because the festivals were all canceled, we did it in person. It was definitely different because you're used to being in person for every practice and seeing each other, just forming those friendships. And then it was kind of like you're making virtual friends online, even though they're probably 2 minutes away from my house. So that was a lot different, but I'm glad IUM is in person. That's like the one thing I've been looking forward to since I signed up in August. So, yeah.
Awesome. So what made you sign up?
Well, I'd have to say it's Elizabeth. She signed up for IUM. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, she wasn't able to go, but she adored the system, and she really taught me about it. That opened my eyes to the International United Miss system.
Yeah, we had lots of fun chatting back and forth. We watched the live streams every summer, the 2 times I couldn't go, but we were obviously cheering everyone on, and Kaitlyn expressed some interest, and so I gave her as much knowledge as I could, and I'm going to help her all the way to international. So I'm really excited to see you on your journey and kind of carry out the legacy of the Miss Canada title.
You literally gave her the crown.
Yes, my successor.
A crowning photo.
Yeah. Yeah, so I want to jump into some of the social media questions because we do have quite a few, so we might as well get some done. This kind of relates to what Regine we just talked about, but why did you choose to compete at IUM?
I like the way the system is set up. So there's a lot of different optionals that you can compete in, as well as it's a full week of things. So there's different parties, like a pajama party, or there's kind of a Disney themed party, a cultural themed party. There's just so many different things to do each day. Also, IUM is very diverse. Everyone just has their own attributes and goals and different mindsets, and it all comes together as one, especially with the directors. They are really good at communicating and just making you feel very involved. If you have any questions, they'll answer as soon as possible. Even though, they have daily jobs that they're doing, they do anything to help the girls, and just like the whole experience, they're planning it all year round, even while they're doing things for their current queens.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
They're very busy ladies.
I just want to jump in because it seems like there's a Galaxy reunion going on. Alexis is in the chat, and she says, "Hey, Kaitlyn."
Hi.
Hi, Alexis.
She just says hi to Kaitlyn, not you, Liz. Put your hand down.
I'm not hurt about it.
Is this little Alexis or Alexis Gale?
Little Alexis.
Okay.
She's no longer little Alexis.
How rude, little Alexis. But it's fine. I'll talk to you later about that. That's so funny. What else can we, let me go through. Oh, this is interesting. Outside of pageantry, what are some of your hobbies and interests?
Well, everything I liked doing, like traveling, I've kind of slowed down during the pandemic, but I got to go to the Dominican Republic, which was really fun. I had a great week there, learned a lot about the culture and the people and the food. I got to explore off the resort I went to, and I just learned so much. So traveling is one thing I'm really passionate about, which also is exciting for IUM coming up. Myrtle Beach, never been there, so that will be very different. And as well, I just like going to the gym a lot. Fitness has really helped me learn how to control my mental health, just have like a free mind after going to the gym every day and setting goals and working towards them, which also relates to pageants. So those would be my 2 goals and like hobbies I like to do.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Alexa says sorry, and she says hi to both of us, Liz.
Good catch.
So, okay, so you mentioned you went on a vacation recently. What was that like, seeing as how we are still kinda, sorta in this pandemic?
Yeah, it was pretty scary, I'm not gonna lie. I did travel when COVID was very bad, before vaccines were a thing, and it was very, you go on the plane, there was no one barely on a plane, maybe 3 people, and it was easy breezy. Even coming back to Canada, now it was more so the plane was packed, the resort wasn't so packed, but just that fear of getting stuck in another country. So while we were there, we just wore our masks everywhere, and we ended up being okay, flew home, and we had a good experience.
Awesome. I miss traveling. It's so crazy to think that all 3 of us actually here we're planning to travel for a pageant during the pandemic, and then it got pushed or it went virtual. So it's crazy to think traveling is a thing again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, finally.
When I went to Orlando in November, it was definitely a kind of a surreal experience to finally like get to a pageant in person, and the feeling of like being in a pageant, it's like its own little world when you get there. So in the secluded little bubble, but yeah, it's crazy. So I'm excited. I'm hoping to come to Myrtle Beach with Team Canada, so that'll be fun. We'll travel again. What else can we talk about? Well, talking about Myrtle Beach, I guess. We have a question. What are you most looking forward to while in Myrtle Beach?
I would say the one thing I'm most excited for is to meet all the girls. We've definitely been communicating, and I see all their posts. Everyone's working really hard, and just learning about all their platforms and what they plan to do if they were crowned IUM queens, or just in general with their reign. It's so exciting. Like, you meet all these friends, you make all these sisters. It's a sisterhood, and then you meet them in person. It's like, oh, this is amazing. So I'm excited for that.
That's so exciting. I can only imagine, because I know, Liz, you must be living vicariously now through Kaitlyn.
Yes.
Don't even deny it. Like, you must be. You also mentioned off the top that you had spoken to Liz about the system and all of that stuff. So, Liz, have you been able to give her some tips and tricks from what you have learned while you were the reigning Miss Canada?
I mean, I'd like to think so. I've tried my best to communicate not only with Kaitlyn, but also Leah and her mom, Dawn, and kind of push all the knowledge that I've gained from my 2-year experience of basically being in the pageant. I did everything all the way up until not going to the competition. So I was on the weekly live streams getting all the information, and I've also been in pageants that have kind of a similar things happening, like IJM. We also have optionals, and we also have different categories that are related to what they do at IUM. So I'm always here to help. These people are my good friends, so I'm happy to talk to them about it. And I had a great experience through the part that I had, so I want to make sure it's just as good for them.
So do you feel like a pageant director?
I don't feel like a pageant director. I feel like
or a pageant mom, yeah.
Maybe a pageant mom. Like, I feel like I had a little sneak peek into it, and I might as well give the knowledge to my friends. Why not?
And luckily, Liz is coming to internationals with us to do hair and makeup.
Mm-hmm. I'm
So
really, really excited about it. We finally
everybody one dream.
Yes,
Exactly.
I get to meet everybody that I spoke to for all those years, so it's going to be kind of like a full circle moment. So yeah, I'll be pageant mom there 100%. No questions asked.
That is so fun.
Yeah.
So Kaitlyn, we all met you when you won the Miss Galaxy Canada, and Liz won Miss Teen Galaxy Canada. How have you, I guess, prepared for this next international pageant since your last one?
I would say with Galaxy winning, I believe it was end of April or early May. We only had a 5-month reign to really prepare, and being my first international pageant, I definitely learned a lot that now I know what to expect and what to do differently. So it's helped me a lot prep. I'm trying to find my evening gown. I got the fashion wear down pat. The hotel is booked, the hair and makeup, like everything, all the outfits I want to wear, and I'm just excited. I feel like it's a new journey. I'm planning what I want to plan and do, and it's all coming together.
So the evening gown is the last thing that you're looking for?
Yes. I was going to wear my blue one, the Portia and Scarlet.
Yeah.
There's just like different rules they have that are different from other systems, and I found a different dress would be better.
So what rules are there for those who might be curious?
I just, the blue gown, I guess, is a little more revealing in the top area, and being a little bigger in that area, I just want to have like respect for the rules they have and make sure, they're satisfied with my overall look.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
But blue is stunning on you, like I said earlier. So if you wore it, I wouldn't be mad.
Either.
Yeah, I love blue on Kaitlyn. When she came in to Elizabeth Noel to try on dresses, we were like grabbing a bunch, and all the blue ones just like popped on her. So I'm excited to see what she picks. That's gonna be really fun. What else do we have here? What is your pageant must-have? A must-have item that you cannot live without at a pageant?
My pageant must-have is the Chinese laundry heels. I wear them everywhere. They're comfortable. They have the platform. I feel more comfortable walking in them than most heels, even though they're pretty high and I'm already tall myself. I just have learned to use only those when I'm doing walking and stuff. So those are my go-tos, my must-have.
Nice.
That one, there was some debate on that, especially in the past couple years. Some people really like them, some people don't. I'm definitely on team Chinese laundry tippy tops.
Yeah,
how about you, Regine? You're on.
I am too. Like I think it's the style, like the platform style is what I go for. Like I know people, like you said, people are like, oh no, we should get rid of those Chinese laundries.
Yeah.
The people who say that have not worn them.
Or just can't walk in them yet, maybe.
Yeah, no, but like if you think about it, like for me, for example, I've been doing pageants for 10 years. I feel more comfortable in a platform style similar to the tippy tops compared to stilettos. Like I can't walk in stilettos, but you give me tippy tops and I'm fine. I can run in them.
Yeah.
It's just whatever you're used to, I think, and I think you always got to go with what you're most comfortable in. And I think that's what people's main argument with that is the other ones are more comfortable, but that's kind of subjective. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You do you.
Yeah.
Well, actually, to those who are tuned in, like we know Alexis is here. If there's anyone else watching, and if you have any questions for Kaitlyn, make sure you ask them in the live chat, and we will be more than happy to ask. We were briefly talking about your evening gown, Kaitlyn. What inspires your pageant attire?
I just love sparkly. I've always liked sparkly, especially over skirts have kind of come in and out of different styles, and I think that's more so what I will be looking for, or just something overall sparkly. I love sparkle, so yeah.
Who doesn't like sparkle?
Can't go wrong.
No.
Oh my god. I was going to ask you, Kaitlyn, I know from experience that the IUM prize package is a really incredible experience if you get to be one of the national or also international title holders. It's one of the main things that they promote. What is one of the trips that you would be most excited to participate in if you were crowned?
Well, after seeing they all went just a few weeks ago on their big trip. I would say it'd have to be the 1 week trip that they go on. It's never a given of where it is. I think they decide a different place each year. But where they just went, it was beautiful. They all had fun. There was tons of pictures, and I could see they were all bonding. Every trip they have, it's just like when we were in Galaxy. You come together as like a family. You might be strangers at first, but then it's like a bond that you have those sisters forever, and it's the best feeling.
Yeah. Amazing. What are some of the prizes?
Oh, there's a lot. So it starts out with the trips. So there's a bunch of weekend trips, whether it's Disney or Washington. There's like a bunch of different trips. The week trip, they decide every year. There's different, like they get IUM suitcase covers where it's like their crowning moment. There's a cash award too. There's so many, like a bedazzled brush. They got matching bathing suits. Like, I was surprised. And I know that the directors, they do go above and beyond to spoil the girls. Like, I've seen every picture they post, whether they're even at home and it's like Christmas or their birthday, they're always treated very well as queens.
Sign me up. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, there's still Ms. Division and available, so.
Well, okay, so what are the divisions then for the pageant?
There is quite a few. It just goes by the age category. The oldest being like the Ms. category. So my age category tops out at 25, I believe. And then it's just Ms. Under that, there's teen, preteen, junior teen, all of that.
Awesome. So Susie, I'm going to mess up the last name. So Wiki says, woohoo, go Kaitlyn.
It's my best friend.
Go bestie. And I guess speaking of besties, since we've all been together for a very long time, do you consider any of your pageant sisters to be besties, or do you just categorize? Like, I'm so curious because everyone talks about pageant sisters, right? So would you categorize your pageant sisters as your besties, or just your pageant sisters, and then you have your own besties?
I think it all depends. So, like, at Galaxy, when we were queens, all the girls competing, like, we would still consider them sisters even if they didn't win or they didn't become queens in our eyes. Like, they're still sisters. We still all bonded. But I do think, like, the few that I did go to internationals with and Cindy, we all bonded together. And I think just spending so much time together the week, they really got to know me. I think I surprised a few of them with my jokes and how much I love food. And there was just a lot that went on, and it was a lot of fun.
And can I just say, I had major FOMO when you all went.
I know, your time will come. It will come. And then once you have that moment, you'll be like, okay, this is happening. It doesn't hit you, I think, until you're on the airplane with your crown and sash.
That's
taking
fair.
airport photos. That's when it hits you. Yeah, there's a special bonding experience of like the international pageant, the team. Like, even you're going with Leah, you guys are gonna bond, and it when you travel with people at such like a high level competition, it's almost like a trauma bond. It's like you're together forever after that. Yeah. It's a good time. But the stress and the anxiety that we feel at all competitions, it helps to balance that off people, and that connects you guys. And that's why I feel so connected to the 2019 team, and I consider them all family. So yeah.
We've cried together. We've been getting ready and hair and makeup while someone else is in the bathroom, connected in the same room. We snored together. I fell asleep eating a donut. I fell asleep watching a movie, and they all took pictures. Like, there's just so many different memories that we have. And even when the older queens, we went to Universal, that was a lot of fun. We had so much fun. So.
Well, it sounds like you all had a blast, and again, major FOMO, especially with the photos I saw of you literally sleeping with a donut in your mouth. But well, okay, so speaking a little bit more into pageantry, Kaitlyn, you've been doing pageants for a few years now, and I'm really curious to know, what is your pageant platform?
My pageant platform is with the Canadian Mental Health Association. Especially even before COVID was, around, everyone I know has personally struggled with some type of mental illness, and me and myself included. And with that, I just wanted to be an advocate for those people. I feel like there's still a stigma around it, whether it's knowing someone or being in a relationship with someone that might have mental illness. There's always like a stigmatized thought process, I guess, and I feel like people shouldn't be judged for having mental illness, and that's one reason why I want to be an advocate for them. And if I was lucky enough to become an IUM queen, that would be my goal. I just want to be an advocate and a role model for people that struggle with it, or even just want to learn about it or help someone that go through it.
Really good topic too. It's not something that everyone feels comfortable talking about, and I think if people like yourself and other people who advocate for mental health continue to do so, I feel like you'll start to break down that awkwardness that people don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's a great platform. I think it's something that's really relatable, and you have an opportunity to really help a lot of people. So yeah, that's great. Good for you.
Thank you.
I can look and see, what do we have here? Oh, this is a fun one. What category are you most nervous for? So IUM has a lot of different categories that may be different from other people, from other pageants rather. So I guess, Kaitlyn, do you want to tell us what the categories are, and then maybe explain which ones you may be a little bit nervous about?
Yeah, so there's the introductions, the interview, the fashion wear competition, also evening gown. There's a few different ones, but I think the one I'm most nervous for, because I haven't really had a pageant that really had, was introductions. I've been in pageants, you say your name and you say your age, where you're from, but this is a more detailed intro, and you have about 45 seconds to just talk about your platform or what means the most to you or who you are, and in that time frame just kind of talk about it. At Galaxy, when we were handing off our titles, I was introducing myself and I got a little nervous at first, so definitely messed up some words I said, so I'm very nervous for that. It is part of our score, so I have been working on that very hard, and hopefully I'll do good at the international pageant with it.
I'm sure you will. It takes a lot of practice. I know, Liz, you had an introduction as well, right, for your previous pageant?
Yeah, I did a spokesmodel speech, so that's an optional competition, but it's a similar concept. I think for IUM, the interesting thing is that it actually kind of connects to interviews. So instead of having a written paper for interview form that a lot of people are used to, it's actually just what you say in your speech, and the judges take notes and you go straight into interview after that. So I think it's going to be a really fun experience. I was really excited about it, so I'm really excited for you, and I can't wait to see how that goes down.
Thank you. I'm excited as well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I love it. This, I'm trying to see, because we've gone over some that are already on here.
Well, how about this?
Yes.
While Liz looks for the question, there is a segment on our show, Kaitlyn, which is 5 tips from a beauty queen. So you've done a few pageants, you've done a lot in person, you've now done virtual. What would you say are your 5 pageant tips for all of those watching today?
I would say, starting with the first one, is to just know going into the pageant what your expectation and goal is. So knowing that you have a platform and what it is, and really working hard either with the platform or to promote your platform, and just knowing going into it, like, this is what I want to do as a title holder. You have an interview, the judges want to know what you're going to do with your title. They want to know how you're going to make a difference. And you might not change the world, but you can at least try to make a difference in the world. And that is really important in pageants. Number 2, I would say, is to just settle your nerves, kind of think when you're in the pageant and even leading up to it, just believing in yourself. I know it can be hard to compare to others or just kind of get a little nervous and not believe in yourself, but the best thing you can do is to believe in yourself. You're your own person, you're unique, and nobody can compare to that, and you should be proud of that. Third one, I would say, is to have all your wardrobe pre-planned way ahead. I know for Miss Tecumseh, COVID was happening. It was a virtual pageant. I had a lot of different evening gowns, but the COVID-19 hit, and the pageant dresses did not fit, but I didn't think of that until maybe a week before. And so luckily I went to London, drove and found a beautiful gown, and she altered it. And within that week, I got my dress together, but I don't like having that last minute stress. So definitely have it all planned out. Number 4, I would say, Sorry, I got a lot of tips, but I gotta make sure, I'm like, definitely taking a lot of photos. I know at Galaxy we had Cindy taking all our photos, and she took amazing photos because, mind you, I had a very old iPhone that it would not take good photos. But looking back, I do wish we had a lot more photos and videos. So definitely making sure to make the most of your pageant experience. And number 5 would be just interacting with all the girls you're competing with. Even though it is a competition, you're still in it together and supporting them and doing anything to show your support, regardless if you win or if they win, just making those connections, because at the end of the day, whether you win the crown and the title or not, those people will always be there, and they're going to be your sisters for life. So, yeah.
And those are some amazing tips. Kaitlyn, you said you had a few more. Do you want to give us a few more, or are you good with 5?
I mean, there's a lot. Like, just be prepared. Focus on what your goal is if you were to win the title. And even while you're maybe nationally representing, or you're representing a town, or just your name in the pageant, just doing anything you can to show that you would do as much work in a national title as you would winning the international or the overall title. Sorry, this keeps falling.
No worries. And so, okay, if you were to win the international title, or when you win the international title, what are some things that you are planning to do with that title?
Well, the first thing is to get more involved with CMHA. I am signed up, waiting to do the events now that things are opening up. So hopefully I'll get started on that very soon. I see the events are rolling in. I've signed up for a few. By the time International United Miss comes, if I were to win the title, that would be the first thing I would be doing, is just advocating for people, raising awareness that struggle with mental illness, and also just being more involved in the community. I've missed that so much during COVID. Like, every weekend I used to be out at events, whether it was local festivals or different art shows or the pageants, judging them. And I'm just excited for it to all come back. So as IUM, if I was crowned, that's what I'd be looking forward to the most.
I miss in-person events.
Me too.
A lot.
They're finally coming, and I'm just very excited.
I've missed them so much. So actually, Janice McGregor is in the chat, and she loves your hair, Kaitlyn. She says it's fantastic.
Thank you.
It looks great.
It does.
Okay, I found some questions. So, Kaitlyn, you have competed in pageants individually and on a team. You're going to go on a team to IUM, obviously.
Yeah.
What's the difference, and why are you excited about going on with Team Canada?
Going in a team is a lot different, because at the end of the day, there can be time where you might be upset or stressed, and when you're alone, it might be hard to have that support. But when you have a team, everyone's supporting everyone's there for you. And if you're maybe not as confident in one area, or you're a little nervous, everyone's there to hype you up. And with Leah, I'm so excited to watch her at Galaxy. Watching her, she did so amazing. And for someone so young, she's very smart and talented. And I think she will do very well at IUM.
I think so too.
Yeah. She's so cute, and she's so passionate about it. I always see her post. I'm like, this is just so cute. Like, I love it.
A post of hers I love, and she was on the show before, so we were able to talk about it. It's her TikTok videos.
Oh, I love
They're
the
so
TikTok.
good.
They're so
good. I want to make some TikTok videos with her in Myrtle Beach, like when we're there.
I mean, all of you are on TikTok, so I'm going to be waiting for them.
Yes.
Sounds like
I will be waiting for the like regime.
And I will be commenting on all of them, being like, FOMO.
Yeah.
Kind of speaking of internationals, there's a lot of outfits that go into getting ready for it, because not only do we have our required competitions at IUM, you have your optionals and also the parties. It's like you change like 4 times a day. So how are you planning on organizing your stuff, packing? Do you have any tips for anybody?
Yeah, so what I learned from Galaxy, I would say, was that I kind of just threw everything in a couple suitcases and sorted it out the day that we arrived. But unfortunately, we got there at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and hair and makeup was right after, and orientation, we had to be up.
Wow.
So I learned this time, plan your outfits, put them in maybe like a dress bag with either the shoes, the earrings, anything that you're going to put with those outfits. That's what I'm going to be doing this time. And even in case my flight is delayed like we had in Orlando, I'm flying the day before because I need to have sleep and feel rested. I know you don't sleep as much during pageant week, but I want to feel my absolute best and just know that I'm not in a rush and I'm calm and ready for the pageant.
Perfect. And what are some of the things that you are looking most forward to for internationals?
Well, one is meeting the girls and just making the interactions of that. Also being on the stage. Have not competed in a pageant on a stage since 2019 when we went to internationals, or I guess handing off our crown. That was also on a stage, but not so much competing. It was just more so for fun. And also just meeting the directors. Like I watch the lives. They have live stream videos every week just explaining the different areas of competition, the prize packages. They answer any questions. And I feel like I know them, but yet they're so far. So I'm very excited to meet them, kind of tell them like, thank you so much for making IUM. It's such a welcoming pageant. And there's just so much to it that I'm very hyped for.
Mm-hmm. Are you excited for a particular party? I know there's some fun ones there, like Disney, the World Fair.
Yeah, the World Fair. That one I think I'm most excited for, or pajama party, because we've had pajama parties and they're always fun. There's always dancing, and I've seen like there's the IUM pageant moms get involved. So I'm very excited to see how that's going to go. Something a little different than what I've experienced in the past. So
that's awesome. Earlier, you mentioned that there is still an opening for Ms. Canada. If people were interested in signing up for, let's say, Team Canada, how do they go about by doing that?
So if you go on, it's easier to go on the International United Miss Instagram page. Their link is there. There's tons of pictures if you're just looking for some information. Also, you can contact them, email them. There are a few titles for Canada still available. Just me and Leah's division is taken for Canada, but there still are a few. And if there's anyone that wants to join Team Canada, please reach out and sign up, and hopefully you'll get approved and get the title.
And let them know Kaitlyn sent you.
Yes, let them know Kaitlyn sent you. So, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have that team grow, because I think what we've been seeing are a lot of international teams from Canada going to the US pageants more and more. Especially, it's crazy, we started doing that now in the pandemic. So we started really launching into the US market. But yeah, it's really cool. There's so many amazing pageants in the States, and I think a lot of Canadians are kind of missing out on the opportunity to participate in things like IUM and take advantage of these appointed titles. What are your thoughts on appointed titles, Kaitlyn? Because I know it is definitely different than competing and going through a national. You've done both now, so how does it compare?
I think it's a little different because when, in IUM, there are winners who win their state title. So they have that team that they win with. It's just like the experience we had. You win and then you go. So you're kind of, you won one pageant and you're ready to go to the next. Whereas appointed, it's a little bit different. You don't have, although the directors are there to help us, it's not like you have someone in control of like, oh, you're wearing this outfit or we have this planned. You're planning everything on your own. But I still think it's really fun, and I was really excited. I talked to Leah's mom when she did Galaxy, and she was looking just to see other options, because I think, like Liz said, a lot of people don't know the pageant world outside of Canada. It's very kind of hidden. There's so many different systems that I can guarantee if you talk to anyone in the bigger pageants in Canada, they probably have no clue about the pageants, because it's just whatever's in Canada is just the only ones most of them have heard of. So just getting to experience, if you are an appointed title holder, you can still make a difference. You can still win a national or international title. It's just how you present yourself and showing that you really want to be involved and overall have the title and do something with it.
That's awesome. And speaking of titles, this is a question that I love asking people. So Kaitlyn, if you had any dream, like any title in the world, whether you've aged out of the division or not, what would be your dream pageant title?
Honestly, like, not being biased or anything, but I would say IUM because of how well they're treated by the directors and just the prize package and just having that opportunity to represent the system. Like, it's a really great system. I know a lot of people might not know about it, but I'm willing to share and hopefully open eyes to Canadians who are looking to compete in a pageant, because it is honestly the best. It's going to be fun. I can already picture my week there, and I'm just really excited.
Well, you heard it here first. So if you do win, you're welcome.
It's all about the manifestation on the pageant sit down.
It really is.
Good vibes.
Like, let's be real, okay? Liz had that title when she was on the show. I asked her what her dream title was, and then 2 months later, she got it. So,
yeah.
You never know. I think, especially with the pandemic, it's opened up so many opportunities to do so many different things. And if you just say yes, you never know where it might lead you. So that's what I did. And I'm glad you're getting to live out your dream title, Kaitlyn. And fingers crossed for the nationals. I know you're going to do amazing, and it's going to be really fun. It's going to be cool to see Canada on that stage finally.
Yeah, I agree.
Twice.
Yes, twice. Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
That's so fun. I was going to ask you, Liz mentioned that, the difference between competing with a group and then competing solo. Which one do you prefer? Be honest.
Oh, honestly, I don't know. I like having the freedom to plan out my own outfits and just whatever I'm doing, I like to plan myself. But I do like having a team because at the end of the day, you have so much fun when you're getting ready, and just like going and taking pictures or having like that hype person. It just makes the experience better. But I think also if you're going alone, you're still going to have those people because all the people competing with you probably will act just as good and treat you just as nice.
No, that's fair because I feel like we've all done pageants solo. I have yet to go with a team. So I was curious to know what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah.
And so for those who don't know you, Kaitlyn, I realize usually on the top of the show, I ask our guests to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about yourself. And we kind of just jumped in because I feel like we've all known each other for so long now. But how long have you been doing pageants for?
So I started in 2016, and it's been a very crazy journey. When I started doing pageants, it was just local, like Miss Tecumseh. Still love that pageant. Still would compete in that pageant. Unfortunately, I'm getting to the age where I'm starting to slip away and get too old. But from that, my pageant director, Jill, she taught us so much that a lot of girls have used to compete at national pageants, compete at Miss Universe Canada, Miss World Canada. We have some going, like I said, to pageants in the States, some I've never heard of. And I just think having the weekly practices from that really helped me kind of grasp how pageants are. And then doing international pageants like Galaxy was definitely a stepping stone, and I had so much to learn from that. So from when I started, I was very shy. I had braces. I was, a little scared and not as confident, and I've learned so much and became a person I never thought I would be, and I'm very proud of the effort and the progress I've made.
That's amazing.
I love watching Kaitlyn's like timeline TikTok. She does a lot of those. If you see her on her TikTok, and like she posts little snippets of each pageant, and honestly, the improvement is out of this world. It's not that you were bad at the beginning, but no, you weren't. But you can just visually see that there is a difference, and so I feel like every experience you have, it will just get better, and just you always throw yourself into situations that will help you improve. And I feel like that at the end of the day, other than like getting a coach and things like that in pageantry, that's the best way to learn. So good for you. I think this is going to be a really cool educational experience, if not a win, which we're all hoping for.
I like how you're like, it's an educational experience.
That's how I always see it. Maybe I'm just pushing my ideas onto other people, but that's how I always do it.
I honestly agree with that, because I feel like to some it's just about winning that title, and when they don't win, they might be discouraged. But I've honestly kind of never felt that way. Like it took me a few pageants to win one, and every time, I didn't leave the stage upset. It would suck not winning, but at the same time I was like, okay, how can I do better? And I come back better next year. And every year I did improve, like Liz said. When I started Miss Tecumseh my first year, I'm pretty sure I had my wisdom teeth pulled out like 2 days before, so I honestly couldn't even smile. I was just like, and then I was just on the stage. You're supposed to wait until your name's called to walk off. I just posed and walked off, and they said my name. I was nowhere to be found, but now I learned.
Why not?
Pageants.
We'll so stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, we'll stand out from the crowd. I'm sure the judges love that.
Well, I always hear about the Miss Tecumseh pageant all the time. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the pageant?
Yep, so it's been around for a very long time. It happens just in my local hometown at the Tecumseh Corn Festival. Unfortunately, the Corn Fest has been canceled for a few years, so hopefully Miss Tecumseh will live on. One day I would love to maybe be a director of it or help out with it, because I was involved with it for so many years. But Jill, the director, she's been there. I mean, I was there when she won Miss Tecumseh. I was watching in the pageant, and I was just amazed at how many of the girls, what they did in the community, how they presented themselves on stage, and then seeing her become a director and train us, like, it just has made so much of a difference in my life. Even with my interviewing skills, I've gotten jobs I never thought I would get before. I go in an interview thinking I'm doing a little nervous and I'm just not going to do great. And then from doing Miss Tecumseh on, my interview skills got so much better. And I've always walked into a job interview since then confident that I will do well. So it definitely changes lives. Like, I know it's a small town pageant, but at the end of the day, you got to start somewhere. And even if, I had won Miss Tecumseh this past summer, after winning national pageants, like, it's still a legacy. And our current title holder for it, she's doing really good with it. So, yeah.
Amazing. It's always a small town vibes, and I feel like there's a lot of amazing beauty queens that have come out of Tecumseh itself. Yeah. Like, my goodness, it's like this is like the starting pageant, but then you all kind of just blossom into your own beauty queens and make a legacy for yourselves. So it's amazing.
It's a very interesting organization. I really think that the formatting of it is so cool. You guys have a weekly practice, and it's just very community based. And because you guys are all from the same area, I'm in Windsor now, so I'm kind of in the area. But you guys are all friends, and you can remain friends because it's not like you're from Calgary and one's from Vancouver and one's from Toronto. You guys are all in the same area, and so it's a really cool sisterhood. I think the Miss Tecumseh organizations are, like you said, Regina, a great stepping stone and a great little community builder. I love it.
Mm-hmm. So going to the chats back on YouTube, Janice McGregor says, sorry if I missed this, but how many divisions are there at the international pageant?
Okay, I have to figure that one out.
I think there's 6.
5, 6?
I'm pretty sure there's 6 for the international title.
Let me look.
Check your facts, Kaitlyn.
Princess?
Yeah, I have. So this is like, we kind of have a booklet with all the deadlines. This is also part of the package I got. So I got a pen, the deadlines, all the different optional competitions. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Sorry about that. So there's the Princess Division, Junior Preteen, Preteen, Junior Teen, Teen, Miss, and Ms.
7? Did I get that?
7?
She said it so fast. I think you're right.
7.
Was one off.
Well, there you go.
Sorry to whatever division I missed.
Well, there you go. So Janice McGregor, there's an opening for Ms. Canada.
Yep.
There you go.
These are the current queens. So there's a lot of different age divisions. There's some National United Miss title holders in there as well.
Perfect. And your picture will be there next year, Kaitlyn.
I can't wait.
So
I'm excited for you. Like I know how much passion you have, or how is that even the right word? How passionate you are about pageantry in general, and so to see you continue to grow from where we first met in 2018, 2019 to where you are now, I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Like, you and Leah are like two perfect representatives for Canada, and I feel like anyone else who joins, whether it be Janice or anyone else, will represent Canada amazingly.
Yes, I hope so too. I'm hoping to see the Costi sisters when their reign is done with Galaxy go in it, to be honest, but I really think it is a great system, and I'm excited to go experience it. Maybe when I come back from it, you know, I don't know how directorship works, but maybe in the future I could direct the Canada IUM. We'll see. That would be pretty cool, because I do want to bring it to Canada and have it be more known and have a state where, I guess you call it a province pageant, country pageant. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you might have to fight Liz for it, but
yeah, I think it would be a group effort, to be honest. Liz is better at planning things like that. So,
So what will happen is Kaitlyn will win, Liz will become director, and then she'll be the spokesperson for you, Liz.
It's a joint venture.
I'll be the spokesperson.
There you go.
I'll talk about it, my experience, and then Liz will do the onboarding and, you know, everything else.
And then I'll compete for your national pageant, Liz, and then I'll be one of your queens.
It's all adding up. It's perfect.
There you go.
It's a perfect plan.
Wait, we manifest on their show, okay? So we gotta be careful with what we say.
The juju is out.
We've already said it. Janice also says, I'm not on TikTok, so I haven't seen your growth videos, but I'm so proud of you just from hearing your story here.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Janice is awesome. Like, she has watched every single episode. She's been a guest. She's all the way in Alberta.
Wow.
Imagine if she was in Ontario with us.
She'd have to compete at some pageants.
Yeah, she's a loyal fan.
She is. Liz, you have some competition.
I have a lot of competition today.
You do.
Whatever. It's fine.
So, Kaitlyn, going back to you, we're done talking about Liz and her competitions. Let's talk about your competition. What are you doing to prepare for internationals?
Yeah, so I have been practicing my interview skills a lot. My walks too. I've had a lot of experience in pageants and practicing my walks, but I just need to kind of work on walking not with the beat of the music, but to my own speed. Also, the stage patterns. So we did learn the stage patterns for IUM. It's a lot different than the pageants I've competed in. You get a lot more time on the stage. So I have been practicing them, and I'm very excited. As well as just planning everything out. So having Liz is coming to do our hair and makeup and getting my evening gown. I've been looking at inspirations and trying to find different designers I could get a dress from. Fashion wear, got that down on pat. And we also have our hotel booked. The only thing left is the flights, because back in August when I booked the trip, they were like $39. I fly Spirit. I love a good Spirit. But now,
not $39 anymore. Newsflash.
They're like $600 one way. That's US dollars because of everything going on with the gas prices. So hopefully it'll all clear up, because I'm hoping I don't have to drive there, because it's a very, very long drive. But I will do it.
But I mean,
get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, you can drive to. My family and I have driven to Florida, and at least you have a team with you, right? Like you can have John and Leah and Liz and yourself. That's a full car right there, and that'll be a fun.
It would be.
Yeah. It would.
There's lots of options. Nothing's off the table at this point. With the pandemic, pageants and pandemic, you have to be adjustable. You need to be flexible. You need to go with the flow. You have, and that's what I learned with my travel experience with the PCRs, and you never know what's going to come up. And so as long as we can go, that's what we're excited about. So it's just a matter of figuring out how.
Yeah.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Well, Kaitlyn, as we start to wrap things up on today's episode, you have grown tremendously, like I said, from when I first met you in 2018 to where you are now. And I am really excited, and I can continue to say it, and I know I've already said it. I'm so excited for you on this journey that you're about to embark and take. You're on right now. So to those little girls, let's say, who are in Tecumseh or from a small town who might not think that they'll ever make it in the big world on pageant stages, what would you say to them?
Honestly, growing up, I didn't have as many friends. I wasn't as confident in myself. I'd been told from teachers in high school that I wouldn't make it where I wanted to be, and I think that just helped me believe in myself more. And I find that when you do believe in yourself, you can get so far in life. And just taking that step, taking that leap. Same with my position right now. I took a leap in a contract position, and it's been amazing, and it's opened a lot of opportunities for me. Like, just take that leap, try new things, because it can get you to amazing places and get opportunities that you would have never thought you would experience before. So.
And what would you say, I guess, within your own pageant experience is something that you never thought would happen to you?
Definitely winning a pageant. Having done quite a few pageants before winning one, I always thought I was capable of winning. I just never had the opportunity. So when I did get to win Galaxy Canada, as you've probably seen my crowning video, I was very shocked and crying, and I didn't know what to do. I was raising my hand in the air, and I honestly don't even remember the crowning unless I watch it back because I was in such shock. So if I won at IUM, I probably would have the same jaw-dropping moment, probably fall to the floor if I'm being quite honest. So, yeah.
Liz, should we reenact how Kaitlyn was when she won?
Definitely. I'm here for
that.
Yeah.
Your shocked face was the best. But you know
it was the side profile. It goes.
Like,
I was shocked, and I remember when me and Nanella were together holding hands, I was like, oh, this girl has it, because I knew she really had the capability to be a good title holder. I had seen her volunteering. I was like, okay, this girl's got it, no problem. I believed in myself, but at the same time, I was happy regardless of the result. But I really thought, I was like, you know what? If she gets it, no problem. And when they called my name, well, I guess they would have called her name then. But I was like, no, this can't be real. There must be a mistake on that sheet. But I was like, no, wait, it's me. And I still have not processed that moment. It's still a shock to me. So, yeah.
Well, you were an amazing queen. I could tell you that for sure. We've all been on this journey, this galaxy journey together. And here we are on the pageant sit down
journey.
Exactly.
Forever bonded and sisters.
There you go. Well, I mean, like, if you look at it, okay, so I was looking at Cindy's poster that she created yesterday for International Women's Day, and it had all of the girls on there, and I'm like, man, I have shared the stage with all of you.
Yeah. It's
all
crazy.
In 2019.
I know.
We've seen a lot of growth since that April that we competed.
That was interesting. I got stuck in the elevator, so
oh, yeah.
Me and Jamie got stuck in that elevator. I was like, okay, guess we're not going to make it to orientation. And I believe there was like construction going on at that hotel when we competed. There was a lot. It was just very interesting, but it was fun.
Yeah, very
fun. A lot of fun. And here we are now, many years later, but still here till this day.
Yeah.
So Kaitlyn, for those who might want to follow your journey on your way to the international title, where can people follow you?
On Instagram, my Instagram is Kaitlyn, so Kaitlyn XOX, or on my IUM account with IUM Miss Canada is my username. So I have been posting a lot on there. I will be posting a lot more now that things are opening up. I am ready to get out in the community. This is what I have been waiting for and living for, because I truly believe that getting involved with, whether you have a title or not, the community, you make so many different social connections and you can experience so many things. So I'm very, very excited for that moment.
Perfect. And if people wanted to follow your TikTok, where can they find it?
It's the same username as my Instagram. I haven't been posting as much lately because I've been pretty busy with my new job, but I will make sure to make some posts.
Can't wait. Looking forward to those growth videos that Liz has mentioned.
Yeah, love those.
And so, Liz, where can people find you online?
People can find me on Instagram at Elizabeth Marnock Pageantry. That's where I kind of file all my pageant stuff. And then also, as Kaitlyn mentioned, I do hair and makeup for pageants. So if you want to follow me on that, that'd be cool too, at Elizabeth Marnock Artistry. So find me there. How about you, Regine?
You guys can find me here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the pageant sit down. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at It's Regina Lena if you want to follow my journey to the Galaxy International crown. Finally, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Mrs. Galaxy Southern Canada 2022. Okay, Kaitlyn, before you go, curious to know, you mentioned Liz is doing your makeup and your hair. So what do you want to look like? Like, how do you envision yourself winning? Like, give us some vibes here.
Well, I do remember at a previous pageant, I had some very dark makeup on my eyes. So I kind of want to go for a soft glam look, like not too black in the eyes, but very natural and like still elegant and glam. I like to have that shine, that glow, but also not look too, not like myself or too much makeup in a sense. So that's kind of the look I'm going for, like a bold lip, like, a neutral lip, but bold.
That's very IUM. IUM is very natural, glam, look like yourself. So we'll collaborate and we will create the perfect lookbook for the whole week. It's going to be amazing.
So excited.
Oh my God, the FOMO is starting again. So before the FOMO continues, Kaitlyn, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. It's been so long since we've seen you, or at least I've seen you. So this was great having you on the show. And best of luck at International.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Liz. I miss you guys so much, and I'm glad we could all talk and have this show tonight. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, you're more than welcome here whenever you want. So maybe we'll bring you on before your pageant.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
We should bring on all of Team Canada.
That'd be really fun.
Yeah, that would be really good, actually.
Perfect. Well, we will make that happen. And until then, we'll see you all in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.